In today's gospel, Jesus was moved at the sight of the crowds because they were troubled and abandoned. He tells those closest to him, "The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few." As we continue through our Advent season and look around us, we will notice the harvest is still quite abundant. There are more people engaged in spiritual practices and social concerns at this time of year than at any other time. Almost 1/3 of all charitable giving in a year happens during these 4 weeks, and volunteering rises to its highest levels throughout the months of November and December. Retreats and engagement in the sacrament of reconciliation are up during the Advent season. And though it is very hard to quantify, we are also aware that people are generally more introspective and reflective about their lives and their choices as the calendar year comes to a close. Perhaps most noticeably, 3 in every 4 self-identified Catholics will come to church on Christmas. Many of our parishes will be filled with the happy sound of families, children, and new guests. Thanks be to God. The harvest is very abundant indeed. In the gospel today, we see Jesus being moved by the sight of these crowds and concerned that there won't be enough co-workers in his ministry to accompany all those who seek him. To this end, he summons the 12 closest to him and readies them to go out with a sense of mission. Jesus now looks to us. The Lord is well aware of the Advent numbers I just recounted. Jesus looks at us and says, "The harvest is abundant, but the laborers are few, so ask the master of the harvest to send out laborers for his harvest." Christ doesn't just want us to wish that someone else will do this work. He wants us, you and me. Jesus looks to us this Advent to accompany the crowds in whatever way we can within our spheres of influence, because so many today, like that crowd in the scripture, also feel trouble and abandoned like a sheep without a shepherd. During the holidays, loneliness and anxiety are rampant, stress is through the roof, seasonal depression and year-end pressures are ever present. We, you and me, have an opportunity to do something about it, though. If you're listening to or watching a USCCB reflection video like this, that means that you may be just the right person to step forward this Advent and respond to Jesus' call. Here are just a few suggestions. First, in our families and among our friends, and even in our holiday interactions with people we don't know, be mindful that a good number of people may be going through stressful situations or are experiencing some form of loss or grief, or might be overwhelmed by life, amplified by this intense but beautiful season. So be compassionate, offer a listening ear, or encourage someone to seek the support they need. Being a bit more gentle with one another can be a simple yet profound way to be a laborer in the harvest. Second, on this day when we also celebrate Saint Juan Diego, who encountered Our Lady of Guadalupe, we can act with greater justice for immigrants, migrants, and refugees. We can extend our support to those on the margins of society, even more than our usual holiday offerings. And third, in our churches on Christmas, we can support our pastors and pastoral leaders by stepping up to help during the liturgies and parish preparations. During Christmas Masses, we can also be a welcoming presence to those who are making their moment of return for the holiday. Even if it just means smiling and offering a kind word to someone we don't recognize, that act alone could make all the difference in the world to someone who is seeking a sense of the sacred at this special time of year. We invite you to pray about all the ways that you can respond to Jesus' call to us today, so that you and I can also be counted among his co-workers in the vineyard. Go, he tells his disciples. After listening to this, I hope that you will be moved this Advent to go out yourself wherever he needs you. Blessings on that journey ahead.